Hello everyone, it's Tim 2009. Usually by then, I would be in the process of making part 3 of episode 8, Liam and Cadence. But before I start filming that, I thought I'd do another custom model showcase, or part 1 at least. Because I've got some new engines here. Some have been upgraded and had a slight overhaul, while these engines are brand new. And you may be asking, when am I going to film episode 8 part 3? Well, I'll film it right after this, because I hope that you might like these, because I have to admit some of these are pretty amazing. And there are some customs that you've suggested, and I have them here. So, to start off, we'll look at this brown engine here. If you notice, it has Emily's face, and this is actually Emma. Now, when I first made Emma, she was actually lavender with black lining. That was done by me, but this is an OC made by Boscher Studios. I can't remember the number at the end. But I saw this in Thomas and Friends The Early Years, which was also the episode where E2s like John, Pete, Mick, and Steve appeared. Those were some E2s that the E2 family suggested. And since he suggested those, I thought I'd repaint Emma so that she looks actually like the OC. I mean, she will still be Roger's girlfriend. She'll still be that. But she's got a slight repaint. So she's repainted brown like she is in Thomas the Early Years. The Ichi family actually has Emma the Lavender Tank Engine. And I would like to ask him if he could paint Emma brown. Now, you may be asking, why did I do this? Well, it's because I actually quite like Emma in brown, and it makes her stand out more. This was made from a Birthday Thomas, which is the 2019 one. And Emma still has her old face. Like, it was hard to remove off the old model, because I actually glue on the physical faces with Gorilla Glue. And it can be a pain in the butt to remove. Unless if you use a flathead screwdriver, then it's pretty easy. But Gorilla Glue is pretty permanent, so I'm actually quite happy to remove Emma's face in one piece. Like, at first I thought I was going to break at first, but I was pretty careful. So, what do you think of Emma in her brown livery? Do you like this custom? If so, tell me in the comments below. Number 2, we have Liam, otherwise known as Tank Engine 99 2020. Now, this was one you've been pretty curious about, because Liam's now painted BR blue with black sides and the British Railways logo.
Cool.
And he's even a hybrid of E2 and a 14XX, but because Thomas Wood doesn't have the capability of making, or the skill to make a 14XX chassis, Liam's like this, but this was made from Thomas, so what do you expect? But you may be asking, what shade of blue do I use? Like, what paint did I use? Well, I use apple barrel paint and sometimes glossy paint, and this color is actually named Cobalt Hue. I think that's what it is. Like, it's this really dark blue, and that's how I painted Liam. I mean, this is still his old model, but he's been repainted. And you will see him like this in the date and Liam and Cadence. And he will look like this later on. Here's Jake, the E2, who is a Train Heaven returnee. Same thing will go for Emma when I use her in my stories. And what's new about Jake is, instead of having a red buffer beam with black sides, he now has a yellow buffer beam with yellow sides and white buffers. So, I saw Jake in multiple Roblox Thomas games. I don't know whose OC Jake is in general, but Jake's from Roblox. And I have to say, this new improvement is pretty good. I hope you like it. The Ichi family does have Jake, but I think he still has the red buffer beam and the black sides here. And Jake still has his white stripes with the nameplate on there. And the face. I don't know what face Jake has, but this is just a hand-drawn face. Also, I don't know what face the YouTube family used for Jake, but I quite like it. So Jake would be another one of my favorite customs that he's made. And now let's take a look at Marissa. Marissa is my OC, but also known as Thomas's mother. So what's new about Marissa is that she's got a new Thomas Wood body. She was made from an old Dynamite Ryan with a wooden railway Ashima face, but now she's been upgraded to a wood Thomas that's fully painted with a wood Ashima face. That's a really big improvement, and it looks good. So, if you want to use Marissa, she's not private. I'll let you use her. The Ichi family said he was going to make her, but only time will tell, as he says. And number 5, we have the 3 printed wood Edward. I'm not going to go into detail as much because they made a Thomas Wood 2020 Edward. And let me explain about that Edward. So, he actually has the wheel arch configuration pretty done. It's pretty well done. And the funnel is actually supposed to be smaller like James is here, but this is not James. And Edward actually has his CGI face, which looks like the 2017 Edward, which is something I really love. But there is one flaw that kind of bugs me, and that flaw is he has 4 wheels instead of this wheel configuration, which I don't quite understand. He looks like the Learning Curve Edward, which I had in my childhood. I didn't like the wheel configuration as much because he had 4 wheels, and that's not accurate to Edward.
7.
And Thomas Wood Edward has 4 wheels. I mean, if they gave Wood Edward 3 wheels, that would be at least decent. Then I could just cut off the front wheel and replace it with these 2 little wheels. But because Edward has 4 wheels now, I think what I might do is get another wood engine that has 3 wheels, cut off its chassis, cut off the chassis from the original Edward, and stick the 2 wheels on, and then just re-glue that chassis to the new 2020 Edward, so it'll look good. And if I get that new 2020 Wood Edward, then I might turn this into either Mickey the Rescue engine or some other engine that is Edward's shape. I think he's a class K2 or K3. Here's Ginty. The Ichi family does have Ginty, and Ginty is a character from Ginty and Friends as well as the Railway series. I also do have Thomas Wood Pug, so it's kind of nice to make Ginty the 3F.
8.
I called Ginty a 3F. I called James a 3F before, but he's actually a K2 or K3. So, Ginty's 3D printed, I probably forgot to mention, and he does have the same face. So, not much I can say about Ginty, but he's got an overhaul.
You're at 8 minutes.
Now let's take a look at 089. So, 089 is made from a new Wood Thomas. He does have his same paint job, but it looks a little different since this is a dark green. And this is an OC made by Thomas Fan 89, as some of you may know. And in 089 versus Timothy, I think he lost Deny, that's how. And now he has like a red bandage over his eye and his cracked funnel here. That will happen in Thomas and Laser Questing Avengers episode 8, but we'll see what happens to that. But what do you think of this new model of 089? And now, let's take a look at Timothy here.
9 minutes.
What's new about Timothy is he's in his navy blue color, and he's no longer the ghost demon, because he actually turned good in Let's End This, as well as the negatives. So I will paint the negatives in their navy colors. The Ichi family does have Timothy in the negatives, but he has them in their original gray colors. Now, what I would like to ask him to do is probably get some stunt double Wood Thomases and paint them in their navy blue colors, and get a Wood Thomas like Timothy here. Or I was probably going to suggest that he take his gray models and turn them into the navy blue models. I mean, he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to, because Popular Paxton said he's going to keep the gray ones, but I just thought I'd repaint Timothy. And I do want to make an episode where he reforms, but I don't know how he should reform. That's an idea I would like to ask you guys. If you want to think of an idea on how Timothy should reform and what episode he should reform in, tell me in the comments.
10 minutes.
So, we're probably out of time there, so we'll look at these upgraded engines in the next part. So, see you then.